indicted by the grand jury on the two counts of aggravated murder with death penalty specifications, one count of murder, a specialty felony, and 2 counts of felonious assault.
Family, welcome back to A Place to Conversate. We talk entertainment, politics, sports, pop culture, social issues, and everything in between. Today I'm talking about the Rodney Hinton situation. Rodney Hinton Jr. is facing the death penalty for fatally striking Deputy Officer Larry Henderson with his motor vehicle. A day after his son, Ryan Hinton, was fatally shot fleeing a Cincinnati police officer who reported Ryan had a gun and pointed at the officer while running away. Police reported Ryan was found in possession of a semi-automatic pistol and an extended magazine. Police report there was a stolen firearm in the stolen vehicle upon searching it, which was the initial reason for the police contact. Now there's a federal lawsuit filed on behalf of Rodney Hinton for violation of his civil rights due to Mr. Hinton being brutalized while in police custody.
Excessive use of force, physical abuse, and intimidation. This is what Rodney Hinton Jr. is claiming in a new federal lawsuit against Cincinnati Police and other members of law enforcement. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brett Bagansky. WCPO 9 News reporter Connor Steffen shows you why Rodney Hinton thinks they violated his civil rights.
Good morning, Mr. Hinton.
In the lawsuit, Rodney Hinton Jr. claims this scene at his arraignment and this scene during his bond hearing amounted to a coordinated effort by law enforcement to intimidate him.
He was walking out and how the whole precinct seemed to be in the courtroom.
We spoke with Antoinette Holloway. She isn't a licensed attorney, but filed the complaint on Hinton Jr.'s behalf. He's representing himself in the matter.
So when you got him behind closed doors, we don't know if he's eating. We don't know what's going on in there.
In the 5-page complaint, Hinton Jr., who is accused of intentionally running down Deputy Larry Henderson, says his civil rights were violated during his May 2nd arrest. He also claims officers used excessive force, resulting in visible injuries.
Although this could be a finesse by an individual who has no connection to Mr. Hinton, we can't ignore the allegations that are being made. It's completely reasonable to think that Mr. Hinton would not be safe due to the nature of his charges. Salute to the black officer who was there with Mr. Hinton, who was there to ensure that he was treated right while in the custody of a number of white officers when he was being transported to court. You know, that video went viral. At some point, you have to have a code of ethics. We have to make sure that this brother is safe beyond all measures. And again, salute to that black officers for staying there and making sure that he was good, because I'm sure he was aware that man was being brutalized when no eyes were on him. You know, it's extremely unfortunate that he lost his son to such a violent act, and his reaction I can definitely empathize with as a father. I couldn't imagine the grief he's experiencing. I'm not at all saying that I'm happy that the officer lost his life. It could be said that the officer who took Ryan Hinton's life could be responsible for his fellow officer's life being lost. Remember, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And again, you know, I know people say, oh, here you go with the race thing, but yeah, here we go with the race thing, because it's clear. It's a clear double standard. I've seen white suspects get into physical shootouts with the police, go for the police guns, jump into police cars and speed off, and the person is usually brought in alive and unharmed. Situations that clearly call for lethal force, deadly force. This is not exaggeration, it's not hyperbole. Now, they're saying that Ryan Hinton Jr. had a gun, and it's very possible that he did. The young man was shot in his back, which shows if he's shot in the back, he clearly couldn't have been a threat unless he was some kind of expert marksman with extraordinary marksman skills where he could run and shoot over his back at the same time. Now, there might be somebody on the planet Earth with those remarkable marksman skills, but I have yet to see it. You know, especially coming from a ghetto environment. Most cats in the ghetto don't know how to shoot, and if they do shoot, most of the time they shoot up the block just to get to their target, and 9 times out of 10, they don't even hit their target. I can definitely empathize with him as a father myself. I can't say what I would have done or what I wouldn't have done, and I'm not justifying the way he went about carrying out and seeking justice, but I don't fault him, I don't condemn him, because again, I'm not in his shoes. I can only empathize. You know, can you imagine losing your son to such a violent act? And I'm not condoning. I'll be the last man to go out here and promote violence against police. At the same time, I'm not for police being reckless, shooting down black men, women, and children with reckless regard, because we've seen this. This has been a theme over and over, where we've seen police shoot down black men, women, children, and absolutely no penalties, no justice. We have to be able to put ourselves in his shoes. Again, it's a very sad situation that man lost his life like that. This man was in a state of tremendous grief. He wasn't in his right mindset. And at this time, they're saying he's experiencing serious mental health issues right now, that he's taking Lexapro, which I believe is for depression. So, yeah, you can't say what anyone would do at any given time, given those particular circumstances. So I don't condemn that man for what he did. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's wrong, but I'm not going to condemn him. I personally would want justice. I'm not saying I would seek justice in the way that Rodney Hinton went about seeking justice, but I would seek justice by all means, and I commend him. He's actually a hero in my eyes. Not a hero because he killed the police officer. I'm not saying that. But in the sense that he didn't bow down and cow down, because most of these Sambo Negroes, soon as something like that, where the police kill their children or their loved one, first thing they do is go on this forgiveness tour, talking about how much they forgive the police, and this is what Jesus would have done. No. We don't do that. I'm not forgiving anything until justice has been served, and only then I may entertain the idea of forgiveness. But justice has to be served, however that may look. But justice must be served. I'm not forgiving anything if you take one of mine. And again, I'm not promoting violence against police officers or anything silly like that. What I'm saying is I empathize with this man's position. It's a very, very unfortunate situation on both ends. That man's son should still be alive, maybe facing felony charges, but nonetheless, he should be alive. But listen, family, let's continue to reach out, continue to support Rodney Hinton at all costs. They're trying to shut down GoFundMe and all these money-raising apps to keep him from raising the necessary money he needs to have a strong legal defense. And we can't allow that. Let's continue to be on code and support this brother. We really need to come together as we've been doing. And I'm very proud of our FBA family for continuing to support this brother as we need to do. You got this white woman out here, damn near a millionaire, for calling an autistic black child the N-word. If they can do that and not shut down money-raising apps for her, we need to come together and do the same thing for Rodney Hinton. Let's help him continue to raise money so he can have a strong legal defense team. He should definitely not be facing death penalty charges, regardless, of the crime that he committed, when we've seen these types of crimes and worse committed and people not face death penalty charges. So, with that said, hit me in the comments, family, and let me know what you think about this Rodney Hinton situation. Let me know what your opinion is. Either way, whether you agree with me, disagree, either way, I'd love to hear what your position is. And also hit that like button. Hell, hit that dislike button. Hit that subscribe button. But either way, hit that button, share, like, and subscribe. And until the next time, family, remember, stay safe and be well.